Let me just start by asking you sort of how this might resonate in Washington today, how in the regulatory halls of Washington this deal might be perceived if, in fact, it becomes a deal. Right now, very early stages, it sounds like.
Well, that's right. I really want to underscore that a lot of analysts are skeptical that this deal will come together. But that said, this could fall in a really favorable climate. If the parties of Verizon and Charter are able to couch it in terms of job creation and infrastructure investment, those are both issues that would resonate well with the White House and Congress.
Yeah, and I mean, we know that this is, one in a list of deals that are pending and about to, happen. This obviously hasn't even been made formal yet. But what about the other deals that are waiting for final approval?
Well, they're likely, depending on what the combination is, they may benefit from some of the same factors. I would note that this is a little bit different than if we look at, say, the AT&T Time Warner deal that involves more content, whereas this really seems to be focused much more on infrastructure to address the coming wave of wireless technology known as 5G, perhaps some other plays that the companies might want to look into. Mm-hmm. So those may be perceived a little bit differently by the president, by Congress.
Could you put this into some broader context for us in the telecom space? We have seen other mergers, other deals before, and with them sometimes a chorus of criticism or support from Capitol Hill. Where are the allies right now for a deal like this one in Washington, D.C., and how does this deal compare? How would this deal compare to others that we've seen in recent memory?
That's a good question. Potentially both companies would be able to draw on some powerful allies in Congress and elsewhere in D.C. So if you look at Charter's footprint, they've got a large presence in 3 of the home states of very powerful lawmakers in the House. You've got Bob Latta from Ohio, who's a Republican chairman of the Digital Commerce and Consumer Protection Subcommittee. You've got Representative Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee, who's now chairman of the Communications and Technology Subcommittee. And finally, you've got, from Wisconsin, House Speaker Paul Ryan. Mm-hmm. Now, that's just in Congress. At the Federal Communications Commission, you've also potentially got a very favorable regulator. New chairman Ajit Pai has shown himself to be very willing to look favorable on industry consolidation. And of course, we've got the X factor in the White House. President Trump has been quite happy to weigh in on business deals. And perhaps if he looks on this deal favorably, he'd weigh in with the Department of Justice.